Good morning, friends. It is another busy day. I don't have any of my grandbabies today, so I am doing my dishes and getting things cleaned up because I'm going to bake bread today and take that to my friend's house this weekend. You know, for Labor Day weekend, we're going to go out there. All my grandkids, 4 of the granddaughters, my daughter and I are going to Dave and Shannon's this weekend, and we're going to have a ball out there. So I thought, you know, I got some bread to bake, some odds and ends, and look at my tomatoes that I've been getting out of the garden. Look at the size of that tomato in my hand. Isn't that beautiful? And I've got this one, which is a smaller one, but I've got one out there that is like twice this size. And I'm going to show it to you because I'm going to pick it today. It's not quite red, but it will ripen. And I want to be able to use that for some nice tomato sandwiches out there this weekend. We're going to have a ball. Anyway, with that, I'm going to do some bread to take out there. Not a whole bunch of stuff. I might do a cake or something, but I thought, you know what? I'll bring you along with me on another little vlog. I'll putz around in my house and show you all the fun things that I do. And I had 3 bats in my house yesterday. They tore the chimney out, and honest to God, I don't think I'm infested with bats, but I do think that they were hanging around in that chimney, and now they're just misplaced. So, anyway, with that, I didn't get the outside. Anyway, with that, I got them out of here. Sent them on their way. They're just the little small brown bats. And, yeah, their bat droppings are dirty, but I have walked all around my house, and I have seen no signs of bat droppings around windows or, and of course I can't get on top of the roof and look at the chimney, so forget that. But I haven't found any signs of, like a bat colony, and you really don't hear them upstairs. So I think that they were just basically hanging around my chimney, and they got disrupted when the chimney got taken down because the roofers have demolished the chimney. So anyway, with that, and I know I should have a dish drain, but you know what, I just use a towel. It works just as good because I dry my stuff right away and put it away. The dogs are barking. The girls are doing good without Rocky. And so I'm pleased about that. So I'm going to do some Amish bread, and I'm going to do some, I'm thinking about doing some cinnamon rolls too, because I know he'd like that, and Shannon. And I'm going to do some like dinner rolls. Loaves of bread, dinner rolls, cinnamon rolls, and that should be good. Maybe I'll take a cake out there. I know the last time I went, I took, let me wipe this out. The last time I went, I took my big batch brownies, which went over well. I loved them. Those always go over well. And so we'll have fun today. I've been going on my bike rides. I've been going for an hour a day on my bike rides, and I'm already feeling it. I'm feeling absolutely wonderful. So that's a good thing. I gotta wipe down my stove. I like to keep everything nice and clean, and I always put a little dot of bleach in my stuff. My cat does not get on any of my counters. I know people say they have trouble with their kitty cats getting on their counters and they bleach everything, but I don't have that. She's never gotten on a counter, on the table, or anything. I really got a pretty good cat. Well, now she couldn't get on there now. She couldn't get on there now because her transmission would get hung up on it. She's chubby. She's outside, and losing a little bit of weight, but boy, that's dusty. When the roofers are doing my house, I can't believe that. Yesterday, I was going to do a video. Boy, I'm just talking off the wall. But this dust reminded me of that. Yesterday, I was going to do a video of sweet pickle relish. And I wanted to can up some. And I probably had enough cucumbers. And I had them all diced up. Absolutely beautiful. There's a moth in there. I had them all diced up. Absolutely beautiful. Small. I didn't quite have my onions diced up in there yet. But I was soaking them in my sink. I had them in my big tub, soaking it in my sink with a little bit of salt water before I put everything else in there and, you know, canned it up. And when they were tearing the shingles off the house, I wasn't paying attention. And apparently all this black dust and nastiness from those shingles came in through my kitchen window. And like 2 hours later, after I was ready to, you know, take care of my sweet potato, they were black. There was dust all over my sink, all over everything. So I was upset, but it was my own fault. I should have known, but I didn't. Anyway, I couldn't get mad at him. He's just doing his job, but I had to throw it all away. And I was a little upset because I hate waste. I hate wasting anything. I don't waste anything. If I don't know what to do with it, I dehydrate it. And that's that. That way nothing gets wasted. And then a friend of mine yesterday gave me a big, huge box, and I'll show you. I got rice, I got dry beans, a big box of them. And I got the yellow split peas, which, you know, they make a wonderful soup. And I want to can some of that this year too. So anyway, I'm just gathering my stuff here. So I got to make sure I get everything set up for the chickens, and when I'm gone, my stepdaughter will come down and, you know, feed them if they need them, or check on them, or gather the eggs if she wants some. And I'll make sure that they're all set up for the next few days, because I think we're going to be gone like 3 days and 4 nights. So we're going to have fun. And I'm also going to go back to that Amish, that Pineview store. We're going to do another little shopping trip. And they've already given us permission to video in there. Like I said, I think I told you before, we can video in there as long as we don't put them on camera. And I very much respect that. Not a problem. And if I do get them on there, I'll just have to edit that part out. So, but anyway, I'm almost done with these. I let those air dry just a little bit, and then I dry them off and put them away. My bulb in my stove light went out the other day, so I had to replace that. So, there we have it. My dishes are done. My bed is made. My floors are swept and mopped. I did that yesterday. Last night, I should say. So that I had that all ready, and everything will be all nice and clean when I leave, and of course when I come back. Did I tell you the other day, I had to turn, I've got, from when I'll tell you this in the beginning, from when we used to go, we used to work for a company. We were always downstate working with the propane tanks. And we would go, not downstate, down south. We would be gone for 3 weeks at a time, and we would be down south, mostly in North Carolina. We would clean out the old AmeriGas yards, pump their tanks, load them onto semis, and ship them back up here to Michigan. Well, we did this for about 4 years, but during that time, we had never locked our house. Just, you're in a little town where you just don't need to do that. Well, we sure learned fast that you do need to lock your house, even if you do live in a small town. Because we had people coming in and out that apparently knew we were gone, and I don't know, but various things, tools and paint and different things came up missing. And my husband said, oh, I got a fix for that. So he went and bought a security system. And it wasn't that costly, but he hooked it up, and the way he had it set up was we could view that right off our phones even when we were in North Carolina. Everything was automatically right online. So, but those cameras were on and up, and the only one that you could see visibly was the one that sat outside our house there, and it shined right on the front door or the back door coming into the house. So if anybody come through that back door, it'd be on camera. And the other one was covered, so anybody that come in through the doors would be on camera. So lo and behold, that camera, you know, stopped it, but it was recording. And we turned it off after a while. You know, since we've been home, we don't need them on because we're here all the time, especially me. So with that, the other night, I was up and it was midnight. I had gotten up to use the restroom, and I saw my husband's light and his car was on. And I thought, my husband hadn't been in his car in days and days and days because he's out on the road, and I wasn't in it. Nobody was in it. So, but just as I saw that, I couldn't see anybody because it was dark. I just saw the dome light in his car, and I heard the door shut. And then after that, the light went out shortly after that. And I thought, well, somebody was rummaging around in the cars. So I had to turn the cameras back on. And I hate to do that. You live in a small town, and, you know, we don't leave anything. I mean, I usually leave my keys in my Jeep and leave it unlocked, and which I know you can all holler at me, that's really a stupid move. But being in such a small town, you know everybody, you think it's okay. And usually nobody's cars get stolen around here. The most people do is rummage around and steal, looking for money in your cars. There's no money in my cars. I don't keep any cash or anything really of any value in my car. So with that, I just turned the camera back on, and I told whoever it was, smile. Smile, you'll be on camera. So anyway, I haven't had nothing since, and the camera shines. You can see the lights on it that are on, and nothing since. So I just leave them going. It's all right. I'll leave them going for a little while, but I'll definitely leave them going while I'm gone this time. And I'm gonna lock up the cars, lock up the house. I'll put everything under lock and key. And I hate to do that because the people that are that are repairing the roof or replacing the roof, you know, they granted, there's a bathroom about a block down the road at the gas station, but you just like to be convenient for them. But I'm not going to let anybody in my house when I'm not here. That's all there is to it. So they'll have to go use the restroom at the gas station. So anyway, I got a couple things to gather, and I'll be back. Okay, friends, there's my nice clean kitchen. I love it. So I'm ready to make some cinnamon rolls. But first I'm going to show you what I got from my friend. Okay, I got a couple of things to move aside here. I got my wallet, man. I got this huge box. First, my mom gave me a gluten-free cake. Yellow, oh, I gotta lift this up a little. Yellow gluten-free cake. And she gave me a tuna cheesy pasta that she don't like. She bought it and she don't like them. But anyway, this is fantastic. I got 4 of these bags of yellow split peas. This is like Christmas, I'm telling you. Nothing like free. Free's always in the budget. I tell you that all the time. I got 4 bags of them. Here's the 4th one. And they are, let me put my glasses on. These are 2-pound bags. So I got 8 pounds of yellow split peas free. I got a couple of things of pinto beans. Pappy's Pantry pinto beans, and another just generic pinto beans. But those are wonderful. And then I got a bag of, oh, let's see, these ones are 2-pound bags too. And this one's, both of them, yep, both of them are 2-pound bags. This is a 2-pound bag of brown long grain rice, which I love making my minute rice out of this stuff. And then I got another 2-pound bag of white long grain rice. Another one that's 2 pounds. And this one is 2 pounds. Another 2 pounds. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pounds of rice given to me free. 4 pounds of pinto beans and 8 pounds of yellow split peas. And you know what? That's a nice gift. Boy, I'll use that. I had a bat in here last night. He was over there in that window. He was hanging right up there. Right up. Let's see, where am I at on my thing here? He was hanging right up about on this side. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't like that. I don't know where they're coming from. Must have been a chimney and then they got misplaced. I have no idea. But I got them all out. They ain't staying. And I didn't kill any of them. They all got out. So hopefully they'll stay out. Anyway, so I get to put that away today. All my goodies there on my table. I absolutely love that. I got a lot of stuff that I'm stocking up for winter. So this is perfect stock for winter. Because even though, you know, I still stock my pantry, I do my best to stock it on a budget. And you know what? When I go to, let me look at you. When I go to that Amish discount, Pineview in Lake City, that is where I really stock my pantry on a budget. I swear, I get at least a couple $100 worth of food, and I wind up spending between $60 and $70. And I don't know where else I can go and get that, you know, because everybody's talking about a food shortage coming, and, you know, you just be prepared anyway. Be prepared anyway. Stock that pantry on a budget, because even if there's not a food shortage, you never know what's going to happen in your life. You could lose your job. They could sell out the company. That's how we lost our jobs from when we worked at the company here in Kaleva. They sold out. They eliminated our positions. You just never know. It can happen. So be prepared for anything. So stocking your pantry is the best thing you can do for yourself. And even stocking it on a budget. And freebies, trade, barter, do whatever you can do. So anyway, there's that. Now, I'm going to take you outside because I want to pick that tomato. And we picked off, what was it, three big, huge, nasty tomato worms off my plant. So if they start attacking my plants, I'll just pick all my tomatoes green because they will ripen. Not worried about it in the least. But I'm taking out, I'm going to show you that tomato. We're going to pick it along with a couple other things. And then we're going to come in here and I'm going to weigh that baby because I bet you it weighs close to 3 pounds. Okay, friends. You can see, probably too close, but I've had some hornworm damage. And they've been eating, you can see this, they've been eating the heck out of everything. But this down here, you can see this, is my big, huge tomato. And this one is a big one. So, I am going to clip that. And look at just how big this truly is. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful and huge. So, he's going to be nice when he ripens up. I'm going to set him on my windowsill and I'm taking him to my friend's house this weekend. I got a couple of nice ones. I missed that one. It was over by the big one. I'm inside my trellis and I got some really nice cucumbers here. I'm going to snip these because I'm also going to take a delicious cucumber salad. And then I got this one up here. Those are my Armenian yard-long cucumbers. Those are gorgeous. I'm going to take that. And of course, friends, look at this. I'm going to have to come out here and look at my beans. I'm still getting tons and tons and tons of beans. Oh, I got another cucumber over here. There's the other one. And I really think that's probably the end of my cucumbers. They're not gonna produce too much more because we will get a frost here shortly. Never fails. All through there. They're wonderful. And they're delicious. I love them. Nothing worse than hearing somebody chew, I know, but they're good and I like them. I got another big cucumber over there I'm gonna get. I can't wait to weigh that tomato. That thing's gonna be huge. I'm curious to see how much he's gonna weigh. Let's see. I don't know if you can see this because the sun's in our way. But here's the other one down here. Nice little one. I'll use them. My squash hasn't been producing at all. So it's pretty much done. And that's all right. I got so much. Now my patty pans, I'm bringing it through here. Over here. My patty pans I still can't get you in there. The plant is dying, as you can see. It's pretty much done. But I still got patty pans. I collect about 8 or 10 of them a day. It's just amazing. These patty pans in here, they are so prolific, I can't believe it. Just tons of them. I've got tons and tons and tons of them. I know I had a big one here, maybe it was that one. See, I got bees in here. They're still enjoying this. And these really are doing good. Really. I got one here that really needs to be fixed right now. Aren't those gorgeous? I'll take them this weekend. And then look at my tomatoes. I got a couple of real small ones here, and this is really how I like them. I like them this size, right here. Small. They're wonderful that way. They're real tender, even the skin is tender. Oh, that one can go a little bit longer. There's a nice sized one. Ready? There's 6 of them in here, but there's only a couple that are ready to be picked right now. That's blossom end rot. That tomato, I'm gonna throw that in there. That tomato was laying on the ground. Get in there, Sam. No blossom end rot. He's beautiful. Okay. That one's just got a cat face. He doesn't have blossom end rot. So, all right. We are good. And look at our basket of goodies. Lovely. And I've got lots of cherry tomatoes. And they are beautiful. My plants are getting loaded with them. And I pick them. They might not be quite right, but I always pick them and I put them in my windowsill. There's bunches of them in here. I picked a whole bunch yesterday too. Beautiful. These are wonderful. We had a big salad, my mother and I, yesterday. With all these beautiful cherry tomatoes. Look at them. Gorgeous. All right. Got a nice little handful of them. I got nice tomato here that I can snip. Because remember, oh, where did it go? It doesn't want to come in. I'm going to be gone for a few days, so I'm going to have to, there he is. He fell way in there. I'm going to have to take some of these with me, or else let them ripen up and throw them in the freezer like I do quite a bit of times. There, I'll take those and they'll ripen up on the windowsill. Oh look, she's laying on her eggs. I love these chickens. They're so friendly. They don't peck you, they don't bite you. You could just literally, I'm not gonna do it today, but you could just literally reach right under there and get her eggs. But that's all right. I'll leave them go. I can check it later. I love how fluffy and flared up they are. And she's pretty friendly. She's a nice girl. They're nice breeds of chickens. Wonderful breed of chickens. We'll leave her alone and let her finish her job. Okay, friends, look at this beautiful basket of fresh veggies. Now I'm taking all of these to my friends, Dave and Shannon. We're gonna have a ball. Anyway, I want to get this big tomato out of here because I got my scale down here. I don't know if you can see it, right down there, and we're gonna weigh that puppy because I'm excited to see just how much he weighs. Okay, so let me pull him out here. All in front. Look at the size of him. He's gorgeous. Now he'll ripen up. I just didn't want to leave him because by Monday he would have been all done. Okay, there. He weighs 2 pounds, 3.8 ounces. Isn't he a beauty? Gorgeous. He'll make some nice sandwiches. Beautiful. All right. So now I'm going to put these aside and we're going to get on to the cinnamon rolls. Okay, friends, we're going to start our cinnamon rolls. So here I've got a half a cup of warm water. We want to proof this yeast. So to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon and a half of yeast. Okay, and I keep my yeast in the fridge just so most of you know. The store's better there. Now I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar in here too. That feeds your yeast. That gets it lively and brings it to life and gets it going. And I'm just going to give that a little stir. Just get that all stirred up. And that we're going to set aside. Okay, friends, now that we got our yeast proofing, the next thing we are going to do is we're going to take 2 cups of cold milk. And you know what? I could always write this recipe down because this isn't really a separate video for it, but we're going to take 2 cups of cold milk and put it in our bowl. Okay? And to that, we're going to add a simple package of vanilla instant pudding. Okay? This is real easy. And this is a wonderful recipe. The pudding just makes it divine. Anyway, get that mixed up. Okay? Mix that up real good. Make sure your milk is cold. Mix that real good. Okay. Now, The next thing we're going to add is 2 eggs. Okay. And we're also going to add a stick of melted butter. Make sure you scrape your bowl out. You don't want to waste any. Okay. Get that mixed in really good. First, then we're going to add a teaspoon of salt. And if you use salted butter, you can skip the teaspoon of salt. I use unsalted. Okay, so I'm going to mix that really good. Look how thick and beautiful that is from that pudding. Okay, now look at, no doubt that yeast is alive. Definitely. We're going to dump that all in there. Don't waste none of it. That's wonderful stuff. Okay, mix that all up really good. This is really easy to make. It's just tedious because, of course, you gotta let your dough rise up. No big deal, though. Let me throw this stuff out. I keep my eggshells for my compost. They're wonderful for your compost. Oh, I gotta put my milk away. I'm quite sure that everybody's gonna love these this weekend. So I'm excited for that. Okay, the next thing, and the final thing we got going on here, put that away. We're not gonna use that anymore, but we are gonna need a nice metal spoon. And look at that mess. I gotta wipe that up with my eggs. You're gonna want to get 8 cups of flour ready because you're only gonna want to add it one at a time. So do your best not to just pull it out of your canister one at a time because you always forget. I always forget to lose count. So I gotta measure out 8 cups of flour, put it in a bowl, and when I know that bowl's gone, I got all my 8 cups. I got it right here, all set to go. So I'm gonna put this in here about 1 cup at a time and mix it really good. Just get it incorporated before you add another one to it. And this is gonna wind up getting thick, so the last cup of flour you put in, you're definitely gonna probably be kneading it in. Okay. Let's get another cup going in there. I got about a good cup of flour left in there. So I'm going to put this together here, get it mixed in the best that I can, and then I'm just going to start kneading it. I'm going to turn it out and knead it. Knead the rest of it in there. I'm going to take my rings off. Put them on my tray. All right. This is going to be a sticky mess. We're going to put just a little bit of flour on here. And we're going to turn this out. We're going to save that because we're also going to rise the dough in there. Let the dough rise in that bowl. Oh, this is lively dough. You know, you can tell the difference when you kill your yeast or your yeast is not good and your dough is dead. It's like lifeless and just heavy. And when your dough is alive, it's really light and fluffy. And this is definitely light and fluffy. So you just want to be careful, but knead this all in really good. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. You got a bunch of flour left in here. You can get it on there. Perfect. This will pick up anything that may stick. Okay, there we go. I'll just start kneading it. Turns out beautiful. Takes a few minutes to get it all kneaded in real good. Get on your counter. Of course, I always wear most of it. Okay, that's looking good. I got just a little bit of flour left in here. So I'm going to flour that, flour under it. See how nice that's looking? You can roll it over there, scrape it under there. Usually on videos, you never see really exactly how that person is kneading that dough. You just see the first few minutes and they shut the camera off to finish kneading the dough. Well, you're hanging out with me, friends, because I'm finishing. I'm showing you exactly what all this entails. Because not only am I showing you this, we're having a chit chat. But if you try making these, it really isn't as hard. It might look hard, but it's not. The most tedious part of this really is kneading the dough. That's about the hardest part. And just take your time. You don't have to be in a rush. By the time you get done kneading it, that counter will be clean of any flour. See that? How it's coming together quite nicely. I think you're going to probably wind up kneading it from anywhere to 5 to 8 minutes. See how nice that's looking? That's the last little bit of my flour over here. So I'm just going to roll. Come on. I'm just going to roll my dough in it and keep right on kneading. I'm telling you, by the time you're done kneading this, my dough is nice and soft, it's smooth, and there's no flour left on my counter. Just roll it around. My counters are all nice and clean. Perfect. Okay. All right. That is done. Now I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil, dump it in my bowl, right here. Set that over there. I'm going to smear it around. I'll put this in there, smear it around too. Flip it over, rub it around in there, all around. Okay, flip it, and then I'm going to wash my hands Cover it, and it's going to rise for about a good hour to an hour and a half. You just want it to double in size, because then we're going to punch it down and let it rise another 30 minutes on top of that. So the total rise for this dough right here will be an hour and a half. After an hour, you want to punch it down and let it go again. Okay? So, I usually put shower caps over my stuff. I gotta move my camera. I usually put shower caps over my stuff, but a shower cap won't fit on this. This is way too big. So I'm gonna use plastic. Use some cling wrap. Turn out good. Okay, that's going to go in my pantry where it's warm. Okay, friends, I got all my dishes done from that. My dough is rising, and I think after I get that set, I'm wiping my counter off. After I get that going, I'm going to make some regular bread, and I like making the Amish white bread. That is a nice, it's got a little hint of sweetness to it. It's a good bread. Absolutely. So, all right. I got all that wiped off. Everything's clean. Good deal. My produce, I don't know if you can see it. I got down there under my thing. I'm taking all that tomorrow, or tomorrow night when we go. So with that, I'm not taking a whole lot, but we're gonna have fun, and I'm gonna do a vlog on it, so y'all be included in that, and it'll be little bits and pieces throughout the whole weekend. And I'm gonna take the cinnamon rolls and bread, and we're gonna do, we are gonna do a separate video on his cowboy beans, we call them. They're fantastic. So many of you wanted that recipe because they looked wonderful. They are as wonderful as they look. So we're going to do a really good video on that and include the recipe. So for right now, I'm going to go, and I'll be back when the dough has risen. Okay, friends. This has been going for an hour. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rings back off. I'm going to punch this down. We're just going to punch this down. Get the air out of it. Okay. Cover it back up because it's going to go for another half an hour. Alrighty. So it's all done. It's going to go for a half hour, one more rise time, and then we'll be ready to put our cinnamon rolls together. Okay, friends, I am back. Our dough is all ready. It's beautiful looking. So we're going to put our filling together right now. I'll show you that. Oh, let's see. All right, in my bowl, right here, I've got 2 cups of brown sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And that's it for that. Very simple. Now I'm going to take a fork, and I'm going to just mix that real good. Let that mix together really good. Get all the cinnamon that sticks to the side of the bowl off. It might seem like these are going to be too sweet with the brown sugar, but friends, let me tell you, these are delicious. with that brown sugar. It's just amazing. All right, I also have some raisins and walnuts. Those are totally optional. You don't have to use them. My family loves them. My friends love them. That's why I use them. Okay, now we're gonna set all these aside because we're gonna need this space here. I also got a 9x13 pan to bake some that I'm taking. I'll have several pans of them, but I usually only put 6 in a pan. So a 9x13 pan, a cake pan, will be perfect size for 6 of these because these are pretty good size. All right, so let's get our dough. Look at that stuff, it's beautiful. Turned out fantastic. You know what's good with these, before I get going? When you take these, if you don't frost them, like if you put them in your freezer, because you can freeze them and take out however many you want to bake. But after they're baked, if you have a couple, you can take and slice them in half, put a little bit of butter in your cast iron pan or non-stick skillet, and just brown them. Man, are they fantastic that way. Am I making you hungry yet? Oh, anyway. All right, I'm gonna set that over there because I'm gonna just give this just a light flouring. Just so it doesn't stick, and we're gonna use quite a bit of this. Now, you can roll all this out in one, but I think I'm gonna half this dough and roll it in half. Do half at a time, because that's a lot of dough to roll out on my counter. That in my sink. Just give this a little bit of a knead to get the, isn't that dough beautiful? Give it a little knead to get all the air out. All right, now I got my dry this off and just wash this. I'm gonna do this dough in half. As close to half as I can get it. There we go. Okay. Now you're gonna make this into a rectangle the best you can, and you're gonna flour your top of your dough. Take a little bit of flour, flour your rolling pin, flour the top of your dough again. Perfect. You're going to do your best to get this in a rectangle. Nice and thin. That's all I do. I just keep going, just like so. Well, sometimes it's hard. This is the hardest part, is kneading the dough and rolling it out, because you want it thinner. Okay, I think that's about as good of a rectangle as I'm gonna get it. So, in this little pan here, I've got 2 sticks of melted butter. I'm just going to do half and half. And you can be generous with this. Spread it all over. You want it all the way to the edges, the entire thing. Okay. Put a little more in there. Just a little more yet on there. There we go. You can always put a pair of gloves on and spread it all by hand, and that way you know you'll have it all. Looks like I got it all pretty good though. Gotta get up to that edge. Make sure you get your edges because that will help seal it when you roll it up. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do our filling. Remember, I'm only doing half of this. That is a beautiful dark brown sugar. I make my own brown sugar, just so you know. That makes this really homemade, because I just made this brown sugar about an hour ago. Yep, that's about a good half. Okay, now all I do is just take my hand and just lightly spread this. So that all is as even as you can get it. Look how nice that looks. That's just gorgeous. Okay, now I'm going to sprinkle some of these walnuts on here. And I just gave them a rough chop. Alright, the rest is for the other one. And I also got a nice handful of raisins. I don't put too many raisins on here, just a little bit. Every now and then they get a little burst of love from the cinnamon roll when they bite into a nice juicy raisin. All right, that's it. These are all going on the next bunch. So now we are going to take, I'm going to roll this from this way. It's much easier for me. Just start rolling it up, okay? Nice and tight. Well, as tight as you can get it. It should roll quite easy. If not, get your little scraper and scrape underneath it if it starts to stick. But this should roll pretty good. There. Now we got it. Nice pretty package. Look at there. Perfect. Now we're going to take this and we're going to cut it in about 2-inch lengths, which is about my thumb. So that's how I cut it. It's going to be just about perfect, because you should get about 18 cinnamon rolls out of this bunch. And right here I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So, and the 10th one being just a small end piece. So that's perfect. All right, I'm gonna take 6 of them. I got my pan buttered, okay? Now I'm gonna take that little piece, see that? And flip that right under there. That holds it very nice, see? Instead of leaving it here where it can just stretch it down over the bottom. And you can put 6 in this pan. And just stretch that down over the bottom. Perfect. That will hold that cinnamon together when you do that. Just give it a little stretch. Yeah, 9. Did I say 6 in this pan? I meant 9 in this pan. So there we have it. This one, I'm going to put these nuts on there. My counter's clean. These, I'm going to cover with a little bit of plastic wrap, and these are going to rise for 45 minutes before I bake them. So I'm going to set those aside. Actually, I'm going to put the plastic wrap on them right now so I don't forget. Set these aside. Okay, those are going to go over here. All right, now I am going to do one. I'm going to show you how I freeze them. Easy as pie. Believe me, I gotta wipe that down, it's wet. They won't stick either. You just tap them with the spatula on the bottom and they'll come right off there. Okay, so there's one on there. There you have it, friends. This is gonna go in my freezer and these are gonna freeze solid, and then I'll package them and put it back in there. That'll be perfect. That's how easy it is to do that. So now we get to clean this mess up. It's raining out. They said it was gonna start, we were gonna get a thunderstorm today about 4 o'clock. And we're getting it. It's 10 after 3, so they were pretty good, pretty close. Hot soapy water. I can't bake in my kitchen or cook or anything unless I have some hot soapy water, because I just love to clean as I go. So I'll get my dishes all done and then I'll come back and show you how I bake off them cinnamon rolls. Okay, friends. These completed their second rise. Aren't those gorgeous? Look at how nice they rose up. They're beautiful. So I'm going to put these in a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes until they're nice and golden. So when these are done, in the meantime, I'm going to look for something that I can put together for dinner. And when these are done, I'll bring it back. We'll show you just how pretty they are. I won't be making any frosting for these till tomorrow, but I am going to do a pretty cream cheese frosting on them. So anyway, when these are done, I'll show you how beautiful they turn out, and we'll wind up our vlog. Okay, friends, these are done. Oh my gosh, they smell divine. Look at how beautiful those turned out. What a lovely present. What a lovely present to take to a friend's house. And the other ones, I only did these 9. The other half batch is in the freezer. And I think I'm going to take those with me frozen so she can put them in her freezer and bake them whenever she wants. You know, 1 or 2 at a time. You can bake 1 at a time if you want. Anyway, those look wonderful. And they smell wonderful. So, I already have a video on my Amish white bread. And that's what I'm going to put together. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that done. But I'm going to stop the vlog right now because I've shared quite a bit of my day with you. And I enjoyed every bit of it. So when we go out to Dave and Shannon's tomorrow, be looking for a video because we'll have another, you know, food, fun, and friends video vlog. And we'll also have his cowboy beans in a video. So you all have a good weekend, and I'll see you after the holiday. And be safe if you're driving.